The Earnestly Speaking podcast is a show that is founded on free-flowing conversation and may at times venture into mature subjects. Listener discretion is advised.
Earthly Podcast here, coming to you June 8th, once again, 2020. With the friend of the pod, been a long time, Zack The Degenerate. What's up, buddy?
Not much. I've got a lot of money since I haven't lost any betting sports, but hey.
Hey, there's something to bet on. I mean, what could you bet on right now if you wanted to bet? Some golf, right?
Cornhole championships.
That's not a joke.
I mean,
man.
it was
that's
just
a thing.
on this past weekend.
Did you actually bet on that? Oh, no.
No, I didn't even know they had anything on TV. Literally, all that's been going on is Korean baseball, and then the last 2 weeks you've had UFC.
Right. Have you watched any of this stuff? Have you watched any of the whatever's available?
No, I don't wake up at 5 a.m. for Korean baseball. And, well, I don't like watching guys and Speedos wrestle each other. Not my kind of porn.
Oh, yeah. I feel like that's a personal shot at me, isn't it? Come on now.
I didn't know you were a UFC guy. I thought you were a boxing guy.
No, I don't mind UFC. I mean, UFC is good. I mean, I'm not a loyal, Dana White fan, but but it's good. I like UFC.
Yeah,
I'm not. It's not. I mean, I'm more of a wrestling guy, but that's what the shot I was trying to talk about. Yo,
yeah, I forgot about those Speedos. I wasn't even thinking about actors. Shit.
So you actually requested this podcast last week. Kind of funny because a lot. It's funny, a lot of people are requesting to come on the show now, which is great. I'm glad people see this as a free speech platform here to just kind of spew whatever they want to spew about. A lot going on, really, in the world. First off, how is your quarantine experience going?
Well, I mean, I managed to lose weight, so that was good.
Mm-hmm.
Got another job
Mm-hmm.
after losing 2 jobs, so
right.
I managed to stay busy.
Yeah.
I didn't have to go through the whole unemployment fiasco, which,
that was
good
fun.
Lord. I mean, I might have made just as much money on unemployment once I got it, but I don't know if I could have handled the stress of dealing with it on a day-in, day-out basis just to try and get my claim put through.
Right.
But hey, Republicans are winning.
What's funny, I remember when we were the first week or two we were into this and when we got sent home for a few weeks and which turned into 10 weeks really. I remember 2 weeks in a weekend you're like, I can't take this shit anymore. I gotta do something.
Oh yeah. I learned really quick I am not suitable for retirement or just doing nothing. I don't know how people can do that. I would assume you want to be mean and just say certain people are capable of being lazy, but I am not one of those people. And I like to believe I am lazy because I hate cleaning. Besides doing dishes, I am not a fan of cleaning.
Do you actually enjoy doing?
Yeah.
Wait. Do you actually enjoy doing dishes?
I hand wash my dishes, man. To me, it's therapeutic. You get to zone out
I actually
for
agree
a
with
good
you
half
there.
an hour and just relax.
I actually agree with you there too, bud. Seriously, I actually agree with you on that one. That's the one time. It's and I'm not comparing here, but having kids too, especially. That's the one time I feel like I could tune out about 20 minutes. If I go do dishes and put on headphones or whatever and put on whatever I want to put on, I could tune out everybody for 20 minutes while doing dishes. It's great.
Yeah, because you technically have a little mission that you're doing, and you want to get them done, and you want to get them done right. So it's a beautiful little escape.
Yeah. Thank God it's only you and your wife. That's it. Very little dishes to do.
Yeah. Now scrubbing floors. Oh my God! I did that within the first 2 days of not having a job, and I was like, I scrubbed the grout that I probably hadn't scrubbed since we bought the home almost 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized why I don't like scrubbing grout. It is so tedious and so long and so backbreaking.
I don't think anybody likes scrubbing grout, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Much less the degenerate himself.
I cannot wait to tear up the floors in my house just to put in something else that doesn't require grout.
Yeah, grout's annoying. That's like old 70s flooring, I think, right? The old school 80s flooring.
Oh, for my house, yes. We had the Sapatia tile, so
yeah.
You're talking big inch and a half wide grout lines.
Mm-hmm.
It's just insane.
Yeah.
But
no, we don't have that. Thank God, no grout. We have flooring here, but no grout. Thank God for that. Which, by the way, renting this townhouse, first one I think since being an adult actually have where there's no more carpet. I mean, we have carpet on stairs. That's it. But thank God, I hate carpet, dude. I hate carpet.
oh yes, I can remember one of your apartments, and you could smell the cats and dogs before you walked through the door because of your carpet.
Yep, yeah, that's why I hate it so much. That's why when we moved 2 years ago, I told Lauren we are getting flooring. I don't give a fuck. Not only that, and to be honest with you, it's funny. We actually save money too by having having flooring. Like, we got a bigger place now than we had our last place, and we pay way less money on a light bill because of the flooring. Because we don't, number one, we keep our air conditioner the same number all day long, because between the air circulating off the floor and bouncing off, it actually keeps the house cool. You don't need to turn on to 60 something with carpet to keep the house cool. But when you have flooring, you can actually keep it at a relative 75, 73 degrees and just let it rip.
Well, that's a new one on me. I haven't heard carpeting causing increase in electric bills, but
no, well, let's say the house is warm.
I've never had carpeting.
Yeah, you're lucky. You're lucky. So, yeah, it's funny. We're back to work now. I've gone from 10 weeks of doing absolutely nothing to now I'm being overworked. It's great. 6 days a week, man.
Yeah, wait till you're there Wait till you're doing 7 days a week. When you have a night off, you're like, yes, I've got a night off.
Yeah, you're doing 2 jobs, man. But I guess you like it,
but
though?
I figure it'll pay off.
I guess you like it, though. Yeah.
I really like the work, so I really shouldn't complain.
Yeah, you don't complain in the first week of the pandemic. Oh, I gotta get the fuck out. I gotta do something. I was like, yeah, you need to stay active. So, the state of the world is one word: chaos. I mean, geez, where the fuck are we gonna start? COVID, fucking police brutality, protests, looting, rioting. I mean, where do we begin?
Well, I mean, actually, we start at the beginning with COVID.
Yeah.
Just for the simple fact, I think COVID played into the civil unrest after the George Floyd video came out.
You think the reaction would have been as strong if COVID didn't exist?
Yeah, I think if you didn't have basically 3 months of people on house arrest, where they had this bent-up frustration, they saw the protests, and it boiled over, I think that led to a lot of the rioting and looting to start with. And once that started, then I think you saw all the bad apples that had their own agendas seep into the protest and exasperate the issue even more.
Well, let me ask you this real quick, though, before we get to the protest real quick. Where did you stand on the COVID thing? Do you think that it was a bit of an overreach, or do you think that
Oh,
did the right thing shutting things down?
God, yes. No. I for one think we should have done exactly what Barack did with H1N1. We never should have shut down our country.
Mm-hmm.
We never should have closed off stores and decided who was essential, who wasn't. And we should have just allowed the medical professionals and scientists to work on cures and treatments. I think everything began to fail from the beginning with the fact that you couldn't just come out and tell every American, hey, you need to wear a face mask, but unfortunately we don't have enough in a stockpile for every American to buy one. Now, was it that hard to make one out of a shirt or jeans or something? No, it wasn't hard to make one. But we did not want, or I shouldn't say we, the administration did not want to look like they were ill-prepared. So they shut down the country because I believe we have a germaphobe of a president to begin with. But then we shut down our country, and we were giving the worst advice that was conflicting with essentially a century of evidence that if you're wearing a mask, you reduce the risk of transmitting the disease. Everyone wants to say, oh, well, for instance, a fart can get through your jeans, so why can't a virus get through your mask? The point was, if you wear it, that virus and, say, a cough will not go 6, 8, 10 feet out and someone else get it because you're keeping a social distance.
Mm-hmm.
But for me personally, we never should have shut down our country, never should have shut down the economy, and we should have just allowed for a herd immunity.
You know what's funny? I think you might
Where
be.
do you stand on?
Well, I hate saying this in hindsight. I mean, look, I thought it was probably, the safe because we weren't prepared. Obviously, had we been prepared as a country beforehand, it would have required something over 2 weeks at least, or 3 weeks, or how long they initially planned. But because we weren't, I understood why we did it, as you were saying. Here's the funny thing too, though. You might be only the second liberal I know that actually thought this was actually an overreach. Because every liberal I talk to, I swear, every progressive leftist liberal, what we call it, has said, no, do the right thing, stay your ass home, and this and that. Whereas the conservatives are all like, get us out of here, let's go back to fucking work, and let's make up fucking money, and this and that. I think you are probably the second liberal I know that has said, yeah, it's an overreach. We need to be working. Commerce should have ended. We should continue to be staying in business.
Well, when you ask or talk to other liberals, are you asking them what they would have done to begin with, or what you do once the government decides to shut down? Because once our government decided to shut down, we should have fully shut down. We shouldn't have even had takeout. Like, you just shut the fuck down the entire country. The only thing that's open are the police, are the fire department, and hospitals. Like, if you're going to go that route, you have to go hard on that route and just shut everything down. And so that's where I think a lot of liberals try and go, oh no, we need to shut down and be hardcore about it and vigilant. Because they understand once you make a decision, you can't backtrack. Because then you don't solve the problem.
And now, obviously, the problem you're trying to avoid was, make healthcare overrun. Obviously, hospitals being overrun with cases and whatnot.
Oh,
That was the whole idea of that. Yeah.
Yeah, and
go ahead.
We probably would have, as a nation, had hospitals overrun within the first month if we wouldn't have shut down, which, again, I said I would be for. But I think our country would have been better off. We certainly wouldn't have wasted $4 trillion just to prop up stock market that's coming almost back to where it was before COVID. So essentially, we gave $4 trillion away for nothing. But hey, you got to make sure the rich stay rich, right? This is America. You don't help the people at the bottom. You got to keep the people at the top.
Isn't it funny though? Like, you know, and I'm not trying to start arguing about healthcare, whether it's a right or whatever, and whether we should have universal healthcare. I'm obviously I lean more towards having universal healthcare in this country, obviously. But that all this talk about like how we can't afford that. That's crazy. We can't afford universal healthcare. All of a sudden, a pandemic happens and $4 trillion show up out of nowhere.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's showing up for stuff that wasn't even going to be affected. Like the Treasury opens up a $2 trillion purchasing of mortgage-backed securities.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hold on. We just announced that there would be no foreclosures. So why are you opening up $2 trillion to buy mortgage-backed securities? Unless banks were making bad calls to begin with. And this is just bullshit reason to prop them back up because they are over-leveraged. Second, yeah, I think COVID proved, again, socialism is the answer anytime our country's in a major crisis. If you had universal health care, anyone would have been able to go get a test. Oh, wait, excuse me, that was a lie that Trump said. Oh, if you want a test, you can get a test. Turns out that's a lie.
Yeah.
Also, turns out they're not free. People are now being charged up to $7,000 for their test that they were told was going to be for free. But if you had universal health care, it would have been free. Second, it also proved probably Andrew Yang was right about UBI. Mm-hmm. If you give the American consumer money, they're going to spend it in the economy and keep the economy going.
That was my guy, Andrew Yang. I'm not a Democrat, but had I registered through the primaries, that would be the guy I would have voted for.
Yeah, it's amazing. You always say you're not a Democrat, but you also only bash Democrats. Why won't you bash Republicans?
Really? You kidding me?
I don't hear you bashing Republicans.
Well, I bash Trump all the time. But
you're always like, I hold Democrats to a higher standard.
No, I actually hold Christians to a higher standard. That's actually really the correct response. No, it's funny. Well, I say I bash Trump, but you know Trump's not really Republican, I guess, right? I mean, come on. No. Yeah, I'm talking about Democrats because you know they fuck up a lot too, and they fuck up
I agree. Everyone's bought and paid for in Congress for the most part. There are only a select few that aren't.
I don't know. They fuck. I mean, I guess for me, I don't expect much from the Republican Party anymore. I left them 12 years ago, so I don't expect much anymore from the party. And see what they become from 2008 to now. You know, it's gotten significantly worse, in my opinion. So, you know, with the Democrats who I've supported, of course, the last couple election cycles, my issue has been the process.
I strongly say Democrats have gotten worse since 2008.
Oh, I agree.
We have gone way too far on identity politics.
So how bad is it that
and
people
trying to be the good guy?
Right. That's a good segue because. I guess we can get into the discussion about the person in a second, but Joe Biden is the nominee, the presumptive nominee for President of the United States. Now, we were talking a lot last year before the primaries and all that, and obviously you were not a Biden guy, but we're here.
No, I'm a Bernie guy.
Yeah, but we're here. We're here now, and I don't know, like. I think. Well,
until I see the Democratic Party actually nominate him for the presidency, I get he just won enough delegates. But until I see the Democratic Party actually put him on the ticket for president, I don't buy for a second he is the actual nominee for a Democratic president. This is where I believe Democratic voters have finally been hosed so hard. Like, they got screwed in 2016 with Hillary and superdelegates.
Right.
And they still didn't fix that problem. And now they're putting up a guy who clearly, and I mean clearly, has dementia. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about his mental capacity. Don't tell me about his stuttering issue. This guy is full-blown gone.
Yeah, he's not with it.
The only reason why, if he is even elected as the Democratic nominee, the reason why Democrats will be voting for him, twofold. Trump and who will be in his cabinet. Everyone realizes the Supreme Court could be lost for a half a century if Trump gets a second term. When Ruth Bader Ginsburg goes down in the next 4 years, if Trump's there, you have a 6-3 majority.
She ain't lasting 4 years, dude.
Over.
She ain't lasting 4 years.
No, it is absolutely over. And it's not a conservative for abortion. It's a conservative for the employer over the employee. And people are not seeing that. When you got to see Neil Gorsuch get nominated and put on the Supreme Court, and this guy said a business had the right to fire a trucker who was in below zero freezing weather in a broken down truck with no heat, and when he walked off to get safety so he could survive the night, that company had the right to fire him. That's all any American should have paid attention to. You will lose your right as a worker in this country.
Yeah, maybe some of that story a couple of times over the course of last year. That's really fucked up, dude. That is fucked up.
Yeah.
But again, no one really knows about this shit, though.
Oh no, because you know what'll get a headline? Maybe a drunken Brett Kavanaugh fucking pulled out his dick. That'll get a headline. Like, he's fucking 20 years old in college. I don't give a fuck what he did in college, okay? I really don't. But I do care about what a 50-year-old man decides what a worker can do for his own safety in below zero weather. That I do believe.
I think the Kavanaugh thing made the Democrats look bad, to be honest with you. Look very petty.
To be
honest with you.
But I think that whole thing came from Mitch McConnell while Barack Obama was still president. They were trying to be petty in retaliation.
Right.
And they just don't know how to be petty in the right way.
And this is why I am constantly critical of Democrats, for this reason alone. They can't get their own way. The mistakes they make are their own. They're self-made.
But can you be critical of that party and choose to not point out why they're screwing up because of the Republican Party?
I mean,
that's my thing. It was perfect example. I had an argument with the lady recently, and we were talking about illegal immigration, and I'm like, she's talking about how Hillary is, trying to do the new world order, and I'm like, I was trying to tell her how Hillary is a fucking Republican. I'm like, you don't start out as a 20-something and be a Republican and then become a Democrat. That's just not how it works in your mental state. You're an idealist when you're young. You usually want the best of things when you're young, and then you get hardened as life goes on. And if it took you 60 fucking years to decide whether or not a gay couple should be allowed to get married, you're not a fucking Democrat, right? She's a Republican through and through, and so I went off on that. But then I tried to explain to her how even Reagan would not be allowed in the Republican Party. You could not give amnesty to 10 million illegals in this country and then still be considered a Republican today.
Right.
But she didn't want to accept that fact.
That's what's funny too. Like, and I get some of the trust issues Hillary had, in 2016. I get that because you and I both were concerned about that, and Republicans, of course, didn't like her, and I guess likability all that. But like, I never understood like politically the fear of her. Like, as a if you're a Republican, for example.
Oh, she's a warmonger.
Yeah, like, wouldn't you actually want that? I mean, she's actually more in line with a lot of Republicans of the last 30, 40 years.
Listen, I am the reason why she lost our country. I'll be upfront about that.
Right.
I am the Democrat who is the reason why she lost. I voted third party. There was no way in hell I was voting for Hillary.
Oh, you're very clear about that. You voted Jill Stein, right?
I voted for the Green Party with Jill Stein.
Right.
And now it's coming back to haunt me because there were tens of thousands of Bernie voters around this country who chose not to vote, and young people who chose not to vote because they saw Hillary for what she is.
Let me ask you this, Zach. Do you regret doing that?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I don't know, man. I feel like I don't know if you should regret that, to be honest with you, because I think at the same time, I understand the stakes in play, Trump, all that, but they still gotta earn your fucking vote, dude.
Oh no, I want to be that. I'm probably the only Democrat you know of that voted Mitt Romney, and I voted Mitt Romney to try and save Obamacare. I thought if you had a Republican who actually put up essentially Obamacare in his own state and talked about personal responsibility.
Wait a second. Wait. You're confessing to me right now that in 2012 you voted for Mitt Romney?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
I didn't just do it for Obamacare. I did it also because Obama ran on closing Guantanamo. He ran on ending the war in Afghanistan and Iraq. And instead, he became a drone president. Let's just blow the shit out of people and pretend like that won't create more terrorists.
This is important here because this is important. I want people to hear this. Listen to this now because, people know you on social media and on Facebook as the fucking liberal, Bernie Sanders liberal. That's just confessing to me right now that for the last 2 cycles, you voted Mitt Romney and Joel Stein.
Yeah.
Now,
because if you're not going to do what I believe in, you're not getting my vote.
No, I'm commending that because, again, you're not the Democrat that's in the bubble. That's the fucking, blue team, let's go. You will vote based on your ideals and you vote based on who is the right person for the job.
Yeah. But hey, I'm the Democrat who works at a job that doesn't really provide health care for their workers and doesn't make enough to buy it on the open market. So I used Obamacare, and I had cancer, and it's the reason why I had my cancer treated.
Right.
Was because of Obamacare. So I believed in voting for the person I thought had the best shot of protecting it. And if you put a Republican who did the same thing in his state, I felt there was a better chance of saving it.
Right. Make Romney care. Yeah. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
But it's the idea of personal responsibility where everyone at a certain level has to chip in for health care. It may be very tiny, and other people's health care may go up, but everyone's chipping in.
I mean, we'll do that.
People who are having people uninsured.
Right. I mean, we do that now with Medicare anyways. There's already we do it to a smaller level with our elderly, so it's nothing new. I've always been pro smaller government, but the healthcare thing, that's a right. End discussion. That's a right. Basic healthcare is a right. I'm not saying the extra shit. I'm talking about this basic healthcare.
And you know what? I believe liberals also believe in smaller government. It's just what we believe our government should be doing. Mm-hmm. Our government should be providing health care. Our government shouldn't be going through our emails and our web browser and being able to bust through our front door without an actual warrant. we believe in a certain type of government, and the right believes in a certain type of small government.
Right.
It's just where we stand on where the small government starts and ends.
It's funny because I've been saying for a long time that on a lot of these basic issues, most Democrats, Republicans are kind of in the same bubble for the most part. It's really about how to implement those said ideals. Okay, most Democrats, Republicans, I think, are on the same page with immigration. We want to secure our borders, all that. It's the question is going to be, how do we do it? Like, to me, the reason I was so against the wall had nothing to do with the fact that I wanted open borders. No, it's that the wall was a waste of fucking money.
Exactly. Because guess what? If drug lords can dig a tunnel that stretches 2 miles underneath the border and reaches some warehouse in San Diego, well, guess what? If they can ship kilos of cocaine, and I shouldn't say kilos, I should say tons of cocaine per day, and tons of marijuana per day, guess what? They can put people through a tunnel and just scurry them right through for human trafficking. You're not solving that problem. You're making it worse because now you've got a human trafficking issue.
Right. To me, the wall for Donald Trump, the wall was all about like him being his signature accomplishment. Oh, I built that. That's really what it was.
Yeah,
and people paid for it.
He was playing to an uneducated base on the right, who was just looking for a symbol because they love fucking symbols on the right.
Right. And like I said, I'm pro border security. This proper. If the wall was effective, fuck it, then build it. But I don't think it's effective. And what's about literally cost here? Cost.
And again, we live in Florida. What good does a wall do Florida? Because we got a shitload of illegals down here.
Yep. Exactly.
And that's where Democrats were huge in the 80s and 90s. They understood that illegal immigration held wages down for American workers, whereas Ronald Reagan thought this was the best thing for capitalism and gave them amnesty.
I think him and Bush both. I think him and HW also. So,
not HW.
Not HW?
HW was working with the CIA to funnel crack cocaine onto the streets to create a bigger problem.
Oh, shit. That's a whole other fucking conversation. Oh, jeez. Who should Biden pick as VP? What do you stand on that?
Well, I honestly had to say Elizabeth Warren, because you have to get the more progressive side of the Democratic Party. Since you've already decided it's going to be a woman, before you ever even vetted or talked to people, you just assumed, okay, I'm going to put a woman up just to get that vote. It has to be Elizabeth Warren. I thought for a second it'd be Amy Klobuchar, and then we had the stuff in Minnesota, so I know that's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he'd go that way just to get the Midwestern, more conservative Democratic vote. But now you have to worry about getting the liberal vote since she screwed up. And I know a lot of people on the left want to say Stacey Abrams, but you have a guy who is going to be nominated for president who is batshit gone with dementia. You cannot have Stacey Abrams, who hasn't spent a single freaking day in government. I understand she might have lost the vote because she got robbed of voters in Georgia, but she didn't win, and she's never held public office.
It is legit, though, the whole shit in Georgia, her getting screwed. That is legit, right?
Yeah, it's totally legit. But, again, she hasn't held office to have to deal with any actual substantive issues where you're working between Republicans and Democrats. Like, you have to have someone in the VP role similar to Dick Cheney being the real runner of the country when you had George W. as the president. You had a dumbass in George W. who thought, hey, I can go to Astro games and hang out on my ranch, you know? So you had to have Dick Cheney. Well, guess what? We got to have our Dick Cheney. And that lady, because apparently it's got to be a lady, has to know how to run our country.
If it's not a lady, if he goes against what he said during the one of the debates with Bernie Sanders, who would you pick?
Ooh.
Because I will go Warren no matter what, period.
Yeah.
Regardless.
No, then once you start thinking about that opens up everything. And, again, because I know you're not going to say Bernie Sanders. I know that name would never come out. How about Andrew Yang? Yes, that guy may not have government experience, but he actually has plans. He has real substantive plans on how to fix issues.
I do think, though,
Or if it's got to be someone in government, how about bring back Sherrod Brown from Ohio?
Mm-hmm. I do think, though, Warren would put the seriousness in the campaign. Like, she cuts. I was saying this a couple episodes ago. That Warren may not be liked by a lot of people, though, but she somehow still cuts through the noise. She's very direct, to the point. Like I remember watching her when we were down to 7 candidates for the nomination, and you had all the guys. You had Klobuchar, Steyer, Bloomberg, you name it, and somehow with all the noise, Elizabeth Warren still cut through the noise better than anybody else.
Oh, absolutely. And listen, she would be debating Pence. All right, she wouldn't be debating Donald Trump, so the Pocahontas job will not affect her like it coming from Pence like it would coming from Donald Trump.
I think she'll kill Pence, honestly.
So, oh my God. Listen, the gay choir boy doesn't stand a chance.
You think he's gay?
If he was legitimately... Oh, absolutely. Because if he wasn't gay, why wouldn't Republicans be all for getting rid of Donald Trump? Right? Let him be impeached. Vote him out. You still got a Republican who takes over the ticket and is still president of the United States, right? Mm-hmm. Why are they so afraid to allow Mike Pence to be the actual president of the country?
I don't know. I mean, that's another conspiracy theory. I'm sure we can dabble. No, maybe the pushback, the lack of pushback on the president is because of Mike Pence. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but hey, you know how you figure it out? You go, Mr. Vice President Pence, who sucked dick first, your brother or you?
Oh, Lord. Oh, gosh. But we both agree Warren should be the pick. I think it was stupid. I think he was cornered. It's got
to be a woman, yeah.
Well, yeah, he was cornered in that pick. He was cornered.
Yeah. Because you can't put Kamala Harris up because she's another state prosecutor.
Should be AG
You're
anyway,
really going to do that? Yeah, you're going to really do that right now in this time in our country? Mm-hmm. It just doesn't work. I mean, I don't like the lady to begin with. I think she would sell her family's soul.
Kamala Harris?
To get nominated. Oh, yeah.
Oh, she's a panderer. I said from the word go. She's a panderer.
Oh, yeah. Hey, if you want the black vote, go with Booker. Booker is at least a stand-up guy. He couldn't win a battle as a president, but as a VP, you want the black vote and a guy who has plans?
He's too nice.
There you go.
He's too nice.
Yeah. He's too nice to go against Trump in a presidential nomination, not in a VP. He knows how the country works. He's got a good heart. There's a guy that you go with.
No, you need a progressive. You need progressive because you want to make sure you don't lose those.
Oh, he
you
is
gotta make sure.
progressive.
Well, he is, but I think Warren is the one that's probably the most bolder progressive of the bunch, and I think she can at least
absolutely.
should secure the Bernie votes. Because I think also too. Now, granted, the chaos in comparison to 2016 is not there. In other words, all this shit with Bernie being screwed with dragged on into the convention in 2016, which hurt Hillary obviously. A lot of, including yourself, people like you who didn't decide to vote with Hillary.
Hillary hurt herself. It had nothing to do with Bernie. Hillary hurt herself because of who she is. She was a warmonger, and she was a Republican through and through. She doesn't want to tax the rich. She would give out a tax break to the rich just as quick as Donald Trump did in his first year.
Well, I don't know. We were warned, definitely. By the way, Colin Powell endorsed Biden this weekend, which should be a big deal, I guess, but I don't think it really is. I think we overrated that a little bit. I mean, Colin Powell has been endorsing Democrats for the last, 3 cycles, now 4. Big deal. I mean, I love Colin Powell as a person, but I think we're overrating the endorsement a little bit.
No.
What do you think?
Well, it's tough because I do come from a military family, and so I know Colin Powell from George H.W. Bush's years with General Schwarzkopf running Iraqi
Storm. Yeah.
shield and Iraqi Storm. So I feel really bad for that guy. But he was a man who had the integrity to be a president in this country, and he got fucked over by Dick Cheney and George W.
Yeah.
And essentially John Bolton as well.
Right.
Those 3 men fucked him over.
Well, he endorsed Obama in 08. He endorsed Obama in 12.
He gets the utmost respect.
Yeah. No. I think obviously when it comes to respectability, no matter what across the board, you still honor what he's done. The problem is now is that I don't think it's going to impact much of the, people who are still uncertain about Trump in 2020.
Oh no.
Because Colin Powell is endorsed now Obama twice in 8 and 12. He endorsed Hillary in 2016, which probably turned people off more than anything else, and now he's doing Biden. So people are now probably so nice as a Democrat now at this point.
Yeah, the only one who probably carries weight now is George W. Bush. If George W. comes out because he's an evangelical, born-again Christian and talks about voting for Biden, maybe that sways some evangelicals. I don't really think it does.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe.
I don't think so. I think. Yeah. Give Trump credit, man. He has his hands sunken into that group now. Like he is there.
Oh yeah. And it's 25 million people. It's 25 million Americans who will vote no matter what for the Republican vote, all because of judges. They don't care about anything else. They just want to ban abortion, and that's the only thing they care about.
Yeah. And Trump has his hands sinking. He has his hands sinking into that group. I mean, they're not gonna budge. I don't think George Bush had George Bush in 2016 endorse Hillary. He didn't endorse Hillary. He just didn't endorse Trump. He stayed away from an actual endorsement. But behind closed doors, he was supporting Hillary. But
absolutely.
Plus, Bush, to be honest with you, Bush is now. I mean, is he still toxic 12 years later? I don't know.
Well, I would hope so, because up until the COVID thing, I thought he was the absolute worst president of my lifetime and probably of the 20th and 21st century. Like, there was no one, you could not convince me there was a worse president since 1900 than George W. Bush. Like, there was no argument you could make. As soon as you make an argument, all I had to say is, okay, he was asleep at the wheel for 9/11, lied about going to war for Iraq. How many Americans did we lose? How much money did we lose? How much is enough? You know, what does it take for you to understand what a garbage president he was?
Right. And now he's no longer.
When you lose 100, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I will say as much. He, you know, the one thing Trump is going from is, you know, the economy is, for the most part, has been, I mean, by sheer numbers. Now, obviously, the stock market doesn't really speak for, you know, you and I and people like, you know.
The stock market doesn't speak for 80% of Americans.
Exactly.
And that's what I don't get. Why do Americans vote on the economy when 80% of Americans do not gain anything from the stock market?
Again, education. We just discussed that.
I don't even know if it's an education thing because it's 80%. We know 25% are college educated, at least 25%.
Mm-hmm.
So the math right there says we got 5% who are just complete dumb fucks on that. But 80% of Americans do not really benefit from the stock market going up.
Right.
50% of Americans are hired by small business, so small business is not reflected by the stock market.
Right. The topic now of defunding the police departments now in lieu of the George Floyd protest and the reaction to it and everything in between. I started a discussion on Facebook yesterday, on social media in general yesterday about that. I'm still researching information about the pros and cons of doing this. All I said yesterday was, in terms of just on the surface, it didn't sound like a smart idea, but I could be wrong. I'm open for dialogue about this, and I've read some great responses about this from both sides of the argument. I think you and I got a little bit into it too, because we were discussing. I was talking about how the media, in terms of translation, gets it wrong all the time. Like they you hear the word defunding, and you're automatically thinking, oh well, disbanding. Now granted, Minneapolis is already planning on doing that. That's what the council has reportedly said as of yesterday. But defunding isn't what we actually think it is. But the way the message is being delivered by many of the mainstream media platforms is that the message is totally different from what we actually are researching now. Where do you stand on the whole argument of defunding the police department?
Oh, I'm all for reallocating funds. I don't believe a single police department in this country needs marine or mine resistant vehicles. There is not a single reason why some Hobunk town in the middle of nowhere and in the South needs a mine resistant vehicle. Like that boggles my mind. Mm-hmm. That we are militarizing the police. So I would certainly reallocate funds.
Right.
Yes, we need to make sure they're armed. We need to make sure they have protective gear. Absolutely. I think we need to hire more police officers, not less. Instead of spending money on these armored vehicles, spend it on hiring more. But I also believe they need to spend more time in training, more time in the academy before they're ever allowed to go out on their own. I also believe it should be the best of the best who are training officers, not some dude like Chauvin who had 18 different administrative referrals for excessive force and using his weapon being a training officer. That boggles my mind that the Minneapolis Police Department would say, hey, this guy should be a training officer. To me, that's like sending out a signal that we watch Training Day, and you know what we want? We want our police officers to be like Denzel Washington in Training Day. That's what we want.
That was good.
I mean, those are the dumb mistakes that we're making when we fund the police department or the sheriff's budget. You know, all of them: city cops, sheriffs, county officers, highway patrol, state troopers, all of it. We are not training them properly. We're not giving them enough training. We train them to use, in most parts of this country, to use a level of force above what they're being approached with instead of training them to use de-escalation tactics. So we have to retrain our police. And to think that we have only a few bad apples. Well, if you stand on the sideline and watch someone do something bad, you're a bad apple if you don't report it. We just saw in Buffalo where a 75-year-old man, whether or not he was talking trash, gets shoved to the ground, has his head split open, and they don't even want to bring in help.
I saw a thing.
They walk right
over
over him.
I did see a thing, and this could be obviously fake news, and you know how we are in 2020 now. There's a lot of things out there that could be true, not true, conspiracy, all that means. I saw something on Twitter about 2 days ago that same guy was part of Antifa.
Yeah, a 75-year-old man is part of Antifa.
Right.
Give me a break.
No. I don't believe it either. That's what I saw.
He's not wearing any coverings. He's just in plain clothes with no weapon, no chain, no bat, nothing. He's part of Antifa.
No, I don't believe that. Right. I saw it on the internet.
They're trying to discredit the situation so that they make the cop look better.
Right.
I also believe instead of sending people to jail, we need to defund jails. We should be sending part of jail funding to substance abuse training, counseling, and homes. When more than a third of people who are locked up are on drug crimes, we should be treating substance abuse issues, not putting them in jail. You're not solving a problem there. As soon as they get out, they want their fix still. Help them mentally. We have a huge mental issue problem in our country. Mm-hmm. Fund psychologists. Stop making it look like it's a bad thing to get psychotherapy treatment. Go see a psychiatrist if you're having mental issues or if you feel like you're on a breakdown. It should not be a bad thing. There should be no stigma to that. Get help. Make yourself better. That's where we need to spend our money.
Fair enough. I don't really disagree, to be honest with you. Like I said, I was just trying to get my information. I'm reading some articles here and some information about pros and cons. I got more today from people, who are on one side of it.
And you're right. The media is super playing sides, and they're super hyping it on both sides. They're trying to make the left look insanely stupid as they're for defunding the police completely and doing away with the police. Because we need the police.
Yes, absolutely.
We need people to try and stop murders and solve murders.
And I believe law and order still.
We need people to show up to our house.
Well, mm-hmm.
It's just, that's how I feel. I feel, like you said, the media is trying to hide things and divide us.
Right. I 100% agree with that one. Last thing, off topic here. The NBA is back July 31st. How do you feel?
Dude, first, when I hear they set a timeline to start July 31st and baseball can't get their head out of their ass to start the season by July 1st, what the hell is wrong with you? Stop being money-grubbing owners. You need to put a product on the field so that you at least have 1 month where all eyes are on you as a product. And you can't figure that out because you're money-grubbing 1%ers. who are destroying our country.
Is it possible they're probably scared that if they come back, because the NBA is going to go into October, the finals in October, that it could eat into baseball, so any momentum baseball could have, World Series, maybe? Is it possible maybe there's a fear there?
Really? Have you heard the owner's proposals? They want to be done by October 31st for regular season. How dumb are you? You are absolutely I'm supposed to not use that word, the R word.
Racist?
You're completely stupid. No, retarded.
Or retarded. Stupid. Yeah, we can use that one.
You can say the word. You can say the word racist.
Okay.
But literally, play 100-game season. Hell, play 165 game season. I don't give a crap what you play. Stop worrying about or doing the fake bullshit of, we're worried about COVID coming back. Stop. You're trying to get TV money revenue while paying players as little as humanly possible on their contract is all you're trying to do.
So disingenuous, too. It's so disingenuous.
It is. As far as NBA is concerned, I think the NBA is coming back just so LeBron has a shot at winning a title.
You think so?
And they want to, and the way in which they're doing the playoff seeding, with the play-in and the competition for the 8th seed, I think it's all about trying to get the Pelicans into the playoffs in Zion's first year, because they know that would be a ratings bonanza to have the Lakers versus the Pelicans in the first round. Oh my God, the ratings would be through the roof.
Well, that I agree with you. That part I agree with you.
You would be getting NFL. You would be getting NFL playoff ratings.
That I agree with you actually on, and the optics are so bad on that. Like really, it looks so painfully obvious and desperate that the league is trying to make sure New Orleans could somehow find a way to get into the playoffs. It's so bad. You're wrong. I want to see them in the playoffs too myself, but I'm not at the risk of competition.
Yeah, if you wanted to see Zion in the playoffs, you should have sent a memo to the Pelicans. Hey, he's healthy. Stop holding him out for 8 freaking weeks.
Yep. I agree.
Because I want to see the kid play. I love watching him play.
Mm-hmm.
He did not need to sit out the first, 8 to 10 weeks of the season. Come on. Either everyone's been lying about that injury to start with, or they handle him with such kid gloves that it cost them their season.
By the way, I don't give a shit how well he plays the rest of the year. My rookie of the year is still John Morant.
Oh, yeah. Jay Morant has to win Rookie of the Year at this point.
Yeah.
There's no... And when he started out, hell, the first month of the season, he looked really bad. And he just progressively got better and better and better.
And Memphis is in the playoff race. Right now, the playoffs they're in. I mean, it makes no sense.
He's done more for Memphis this year as a rookie than Mike Conley did in his last year, and he's a veteran being paid one of the top 5 highest contracts
easily
in basketball.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. It's bad optics. I mean, the LeBron thing, I guess we can argue that to the cows at home, but definitely the part about New Orleans trying to get facilitated to get in the playoffs, I actually agree. It looks bad.
Who do you take in the new playoffs with the way it's set up?
Is it still best of 7?
I was going to have to ask you that. How are they doing the playoffs rounds?
I didn't see the complete breakdown.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, but I mean, let's pretend it is best of 7. Who are you taking out of the Western Conference and the Eastern Conference? And then who are you taking in the finals?
Wow. I'll tell you what, though. This kind of helps teams like Boston. I don't know why. This does, I think.
Oh, if it's a 5-game series, I absolutely believe it helps Boston. If it's a 7-game series, I think it plays to Memphis just because they have the best player on the court.
no crowds to impact games makes teams that are just, aggressive very dangerous. Just saying.
Yeah.
I definitely think...
And it helps
yeah.
the younger team.
Yeah.
I truly believe if there's no crowd, it helps a younger team where their younger players have either spent basically playing AAU games in front of maybe 2,000 fans and then playing maybe 30 games if they actually played all their college games, 30 to 40 games, in front of 5 to 10,000 fans. So they're not accustomed to 17 to 20,000 fans every night. So a younger team, I think it benefits.
Right.
The younger player doesn't get crushed by the stress of the moment as much.
That pressure ain't there.
But if you go to 7 games, if it's a 7-game series, I think veteran teams and the best players shine.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. You got another month and, technically 2 months, really, before the season ends, so.
So you're afraid to make your choices? Is that what I'm getting at?
Yeah. It's a whole new ball game here, man. Teams in the middle are going to be, with no home court advantage now, there's really no big advantage anymore. And this was already a wide open year as it was. So
I would take the Clippers out of the West because
that's what I was going with. That was the Clippers still, yes.
Kawhi plays with rest with Toronto last year, so I would take the Clippers out of the West over LeBron, and I would take Milwaukee, and I think Milwaukee wins it. Milwaukee has
would be
the
a
better
favorite,
shooters.
but I will say Boston is extremely dangerous in the East.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll say that much. Anyway, Zach,
If it's a 5-game series, I would take Boston.
Yep, absolutely. Zach, thanks always, man. It's awesome.
No, thank you. I wanted to get this shit off my chest, so thank you.
Yeah, and now you just straight now. There you go.